Max Verstappen is not happy. In fact, he's furious, and it's easy to understand why. What should have been a solid weekend for Red Bull at the Bahrain Grand Prix turned into an absolute nightmare. Problems surfaced everywhere, from balance issues to pit stop failures, and Verstappen didn't hold back. A series of leaked radio messages from the race have now revealed just how intense things got behind the scenes, and Verstappen's post-race comments have only added more fuel to the fire. This wasn't just another rough day at the office. This was a wake-up call for Red Bull, for their engineers, and for everyone who thought the 2025 Formula One season would be business as usual. In this video, we're going to break down exactly what went wrong in Bahrain, dive into Verstappen's explosive radio messages, and analyze his brutally honest assessment of the RB21. Stay tuned until the end, because we've got all the details covered, from Verstappen's shocking in-race radio calls to his reflections on the performance of his car and the team's overall issues. The Bahrain GP weekend, a roller coaster for Red Bull. Coming off a strong win in Japan, you would have thought Red Bull had finally found consistency with their car, the RB21. But in Bahrain, that momentum disappeared almost instantly. Verstappen qualified in a disappointing 7th place, a result that immediately raised eyebrows, considering how dominant he usually is in qualifying. Meanwhile, Lando Norris, who started just ahead of Verstappen, carved his way through the field and finished on the podium in 3rd place. Verstappen, however, could only manage 6th, which was a painful result for the reigning world champion. The race itself was filled with problems from the very beginning. Verstappen's radio messages told the story loud and clear. At one point, his frustration boiled over with the now infamous line, "I can't even brake anymore, it's just ridiculous." The tone of his voice was unmistakable. This wasn't just frustration with traffic or strategy. This was a driver struggling to drive the car properly. The balance was completely off, the grip was unpredictable, and the RB21 simply wasn't responding the way Verstappen wanted. For a driver like him, known for his ability to adapt to the car, this was a nightmare scenario. Pit stop problems. Red Bull's uncharacteristic blunder. The frustration didn't stop with just the car's balance. Red Bull also suffered a pit stop error during the race that left Verstappen stranded longer than expected in the box. The light board system, which signals to the driver when to leave the pit, malfunctioned. It was a rare but costly mistake that put Verstappen even further behind. Verstappen later described it as not up to our standards, and when Max Verstappen says that, you know it's serious. Pit stops are typically one of Red Bull's strong points. The team is known for being quick, reliable, and surgical when it comes to their pit stops. But in Bahrain, they looked anything but efficient. The botched stop only added to the mounting frustrations that Verstappen was feeling throughout the race. After the race, Verstappen didn't scream or lash out at the team. Instead, in his usual calm and calculated tone, he delivered a powerful critique of the entire weekend. Speaking to the media, he said, "Basically, everything went wrong that could go wrong." Verstappen admitted that the RB21's pace was very bad, and that 6th place was the best they could have hoped for under the circumstances. He also pointed out that the lack of balance in the car was worse than expected, and tyre degradation was an even bigger issue than last year. Tyre management, a huge problem for Red Bull. Tyre management is a crucial factor in Formula One, and Verstappen made it clear that the RB21 was struggling more with tyre wear than last season. For a team like Red Bull, who has been strong in this area in the past, this was a massive issue, especially at Bahrain, a circuit known for its high tyre degradation. Verstappen said, "I just feel like we are even worse on tyres somehow this year. It makes it just very complicated." This statement speaks volumes about the current state of the car. In 2024, Red Bull was able to manage tyre wear effectively, but this season things have taken a turn for the worse. Verstappen's admission that they're struggling more with tyres this year is a clear indication that Red Bull's once strong advantage has now become a major weakness. This is a critical problem that Red Bull needs to fix as soon as possible. What's even more concerning is that Verstappen doesn't believe this is just a one-off issue. He made it clear that even after winning in Japan, their problems haven't been solved. We keep discussing, keep trying to improve. We know that we have our problems. Even if you win a race, you know that doesn't go away, he said. This kind of honesty is rare from Verstappen, and it shows just how aware he is of the challenges ahead. He didn't directly blame the team for the issues, but his words were telling. He said, "I try to stay neutral in both positive and negative situations, but it's obvious he's questioning why the RB21 is still so far from where it should be. Red Bull's technical department is now under immense pressure. They're no longer the dominant force they once were. McLaren has made significant progress, Ferrari's car is improving, and even Mercedes has shown signs of progress. For the first time in over a year, Red Bull doesn't look like the clear favorite heading into every race weekend. This shift from being invincible to vulnerable is something Verstappen has rarely experienced in his recent career. The upcoming races will be critical for Red Bull. They need to address the balance issues with the car, tackle the tyre wear problems, and fix the operational errors like the pit stop failure that occurred in Bahrain. Verstappen is still performing at an elite level, there's no doubt about that, but he needs a car, strategy and team execution that can match his abilities. Right now, that simply isn't happening. Is this a temporary slip or a bigger problem? So is this just a temporary slip for Red Bull, something they can fix with a few updates and better execution? Or is it something much more significant, a fundamental shift in the balance of power at the top of Formula One? This doesn't feel like a one-off bad weekend. It feels like the beginning of a longer, more complicated struggle for a team that has dominated the sport over the last few years. What makes this situation even more fascinating is the psychological aspect. Verstappen has built his recent championships on early momentum, consistency, and a machine-like synergy with his car.